Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sammy and I make mommy, lifestyle, and Leo content. And today I am here to talk to you all about National Public Safety Telecommunications Week, which is basically just a fancy way of saying Dispatcher Appreciation Week. So April 14th through the 20th is Dispatcher Appreciation Week here across the United States, and oftentimes I think our dispatchers are overlooked for the jobs that they do, and they keep our officers safe as well as our community safe. And so Dispatcher Appreciation Week is just a special time set aside for them so that we don't forget them. And so I'm just going to share a few of the ideas that I have for saying thank you to them. So last year we took up breakfast for them, and I say we, another trooper's wife and I made breakfast and had it, she took it up and delivered it because I was very pregnant and very sick at the time, and so even just the sight of food was not good for me. And so she was able to take it up, very gracious of her. And my husband's dispatch unit actually is not located where we are locally, and so it's just a bit of a drive for us, but that's no big deal. We don't mind that at all. And so this year, Russell and I will be taking up our gifts for the dispatchers, and I won't be sharing those today because I know some of the dispatchers watch my videos, which I very much appreciate, and I don't want them to have the surprise ruined. So I will be sharing that over on my Instagram probably at the beginning of next week. So just a few of the ideas. Number one is, of course, food of any kind. So I think no matter who you are, good food is always appreciated. And so breakfast, lunch, dinner is always really, really nice. And it's a good idea to think about the dispatchers on an individualized scale. Just because they may not have time to sit at a table and eat, they may need to take it back to their desk, and so it's nice to prepare for that. And I would encourage you to think of plates, cups, silverware, napkins, all of those kinds of things, as depending on where they're at, they may not have those items available to them. So last year I think we took paper plates and styrofoam cups and plasticware and all of that kind of thing, just so that they had it available, and if they don't use it, it's no big deal, then they can just keep it for another time, but then at least you have it provided and it's not something they have to worry about or think about. I would also encourage you, and this is something that we didn't think about last year, but we are taking into consideration this year, and that is that all of the dispatchers will not be working at the same time. So you might want to think of something more individualized, just because it's you won't be able to say thank you in the gift of food to all of the dispatchers at one time, since they won't all be on duty at one time. So that's just something to take into consideration. That doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't take food. It's just something to think about. So the next thing that I think is a really nice gift is gift cards. Those are always really, really appreciated, and it gives them flexibility on when they want to use it. And they could use it with family, or if they just want some alone time, or if they are too exhausted to cook after they get off from a long shift, they have an option of something and they'll think of you when they use it. And so it's a really nice gesture to say thank you, and it requires very little work on your part, but it will be much appreciated by them. So something else that is really nice gift that is much more personalized, and that is t-shirts and sweatshirts. And I've seen a lot of designs available on Pinterest. Definitely check that out if you are thinking of doing something like that. Some people may not be comfortable purchasing clothing items for people, just because you don't know their personal taste or something like that, but they do make really, really nice gifts. And I would encourage you that if you're going to do that, to check locally first. Always shop local if you can. And there's oftentimes somebody in your area that will make something for you instead of having to order it from a larger company farther away. And you also get to have an input on the design, and that's a really nice aspect of it, of doing it local. And I know a lot of police wives also have like Etsy shops and things like that, so even check there first. I think that shopping local or supporting somebody that has the same same vision or goal as you is a really nice aspect instead of supporting a larger conglomerate company. It's nice to know where your money's going, and that's just a nice added touch. So if you're going to do something like that, I would encourage you to check locally first, or with maybe a police wife that has an Etsy shop or something like that. So a few more small gifts that are really, really nice are decals for their vehicles. Now this is based upon your own judgment, because some people are not comfortable putting anything out there that is to do with their job, as far as, especially in the police, in the world that we live in today. Some people are not comfortable putting those kinds of things on their vehicles just because of the safety issues surrounding it. So use your own judgment there and kind of gauge where you think they're at. If it's something you think they would appreciate, of course, go ahead and do it. And if the worst case scenario, if they don't use it, it's a nice little touch just for them to have. So something else is keychains, little keychains. Those are really cute. And also personalized coffee mugs. And I can only imagine with the job that they have that most of them probably drink a lot of coffee, and it's a very stressful job, and they have to be on their toes at all times. So a personalized coffee mug might be a really nice touch, and gives them you can like use their names, you can use their badge numbers or their unit numbers depending on what department they belong to. You could use their department that they belong to. There's a lot of options there whenever you personalize something about what you can do exactly with that. So my final idea is just a personalized note or card saying thank you, and this is just a really nice aspect because it's personal from you, and it doesn't cost anything or very, very little, and it's a nice way for you to put into your own words why you appreciate them. And really, at the end of the day, it's not about spending a lot of money necessarily. It's about just telling them thank you from the bottom of your heart for the job that they do and keeping your officers safe and your community safe. So those are just a few ideas for dispatchers. We will be taking that up probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and then I'm also going to be baking some cookies and maybe some cupcakes and taking them to our local PD. Russell is not local. He's not local PD. He is a state trooper, and so he does work with the local PD, but he doesn't work with the dispatchers quite as much. But I would still like to say thank you to them for the job that they do, keeping our community safe, and for just the hard job that they have. So I hope that some of these ideas were helpful. Like I said, I'll be revealing that on Instagram. If you're not already, follow me over there at Kisses and Kevlar, just the same as my YouTube name. And of course, that will all be linked below so that you can follow along if you'd like. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, definitely click that subscribe button. I upload Monday, Wednesdays, and usually Fridays if possible. And just gives you a little bit of behind the scenes of the life of a police wife. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!